So let's talk about coaching. What we typically encourage is what we call a flywheel coaching arrangement, where teams meet on a regular cadence. And we usually start out at weekly until you get a comfort level, and then you can go more frequent or less frequent, whatever makes more sense. But the coaching process is really simple. And it really takes about 60 seconds, right? You're asking 3 questions. What's your goal? Like, what's most important to improve? What's your goal? What's your last iteration of what you tried last and what you learned from it? And then what are you going to try next? And that can be done in about a 60-second time frame. We like the round table style because then as you're asking people what they tried and what they learned from it, they're teaching you as a leader coach, but they're also teaching each other. So you're creating sort of a flywheel effect of learning, but also you get the benefit of the team dynamic, which is team accountability. Everybody's teaching everybody, best practice sharing, and so many other great things. So we encourage that, but there's no reason, if a person has one goal at a time, there's no reason the CEO could go into a factory or into an office and say, hey, excuse me, Mr. Front Door Man, what's your goal? What you do last and what you learn from it? What you gonna do next? All right, great, go do it, right? And vice versa. The guy at the front door can be asking the CEO the same questions, and they should be able to answer as well. So starts to create that culture of accountability, achievement, learning, iteration, and so forth. Really start to create that continuous improvement culture. So what that ends up looking like for this example, again, we got the plane before we had the actual kind of coming in here and then just kind of fading out, as in just couldn't get to the finish line. So you still got your planned path, but you now have the ability to adapt to reality on the fly. You still have all the same disruptions, but with more frequent check-ins, you can pivot easier and set goals based on the new reality in that moment, right? So the goals are more relevant as they get set throughout the year. One goal at a time maximizes focus on what's most important to improve. Shorter deadlines means you increase sense of urgency. You get results sooner. You learn sooner. You don't have to wait to the end of the year to realize that, oh, that was a bad idea. You know if it's a bad idea after a couple of weeks, or you actually see some great results after a couple of weeks. And lastly, frequent iteration results in faster learning and faster results. We've built a software platform that makes this process, ASE, easier to do at scale. So the software brings